Well, how am I supposed to feel in this moment?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 reality TV show meltdowns.
I'm not done. You think I'm done?
For this list, we'll be looking at those moments when reality show cast members absolutely lost their cool on camera. Which of these meltdowns stuck with you the most? Let us have it in the comments. Number 20. Alaska's Tantrum, RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars. It was almost inevitable that Alaska would win the second season of Drag Race All-Stars, or it seemed that way until week 7 when she landed in the bottom for the very first time.
And I need to be in the final 4. And now I'm potentially looking at I'm not going to be.
Alaska was a threat, and any queen who wanted to win the season would need to send her home. We're guessing she knew that, or she certainly knew she wasn't safe, because the resulting tantrum was shocking. She got riled up, screaming profanities and pleading to stay. She even offered to bribe one of the queens into keeping her in the competition.
Well, I'll give you $10,000 if you let me stay.
It was certainly a humanizing moment for the season's eventual runaway winner.
Acting this way only exacerbates the problem. I know that. I'm an adult, but it's like the end of the road is flashing before my eyes. It's really hard to take.
Number 19. Jonathan pushes Victoria. The Amazing Race. Married entrepreneurs Jonathan and Victoria didn't get off to the best start on The Amazing Race 6. Honestly, their entire time on the show was just one long meltdown.
I'm gonna lose it on you because you can't get it right on the ground!
Although the race is stressful, their shouting matches were actually painful to watch. Jonathan's constant barking and impatience with Victoria led to a lot of cringeworthy moments. But their biggest and most controversial argument happened at the pit stop in Berlin. Racing another couple to the finish, Jonathan left his bag behind. Victoria didn't want anyone to steal it, so she lugged both his and her bags to the pit stop.
She's gonna live with her choices. She should have left it. We should have gone. We would have been here.
When they lost, Jonathan was so upset he pushed her, nearly knocking her off her feet.
Anything to say? I got nothing to say to you either. This is a race. This isn't about compassion.
Number 18. New York storms off. Flavor of Love. Tiffany New York Pollard was so notorious that another contestant on Flavor of Love literally eliminated herself when Flavor Flav asked the season 1 finalist to come back.
Buck Wild's gonna go to her house where New York will not be anywhere near me because she is crazy.
Pollard seemingly came back with one mission, to show Flav what a mistake he made the first time. Well, history repeated itself when she got cut at the end once again. New York didn't hold back this time.
Why the did you bring me back?
She let him know exactly how she felt about having her heart stomped on twice. True to form, she unleashed a heart-stopping torrent of insults and vulgarities that was peak reality TV.
I don't care. I don't care.
Number 17. The God Warrior. Trading Spouses, Meet Your New Mommy. Most of the participants on Trading Spouses cry when they return to the families they missed. Marguerite Perrin had a different reason to cry when she came back to her home. The devout Christian woman, who dubbed herself a God Warrior, had spent the week with a family who held different, more pagan beliefs, and she was not happy with her experience.
I give it up to God, I'm a God Warrior, and I don't want someone with tainted anything in beliefs doing anything with my family!
Her meltdown has many choice moments, from banishing the cameras from the home to blaming her family for not praying enough.
But I needed your prayers!
So it's my fault.
Of course, she showed some mercy, telling the crew members who believed in Jesus they could stay. Her tirade and liberal use of the word dark-sided made her an instant meme. Number 16. Porsha vs. Kenya, The Real Housewives of Atlanta. When someone brings props to the reunion, you know they're determined to make some drama happen. Armed with a bullhorn and a scepter, Kenya was ready for a war of words, but not for what ended up happening.
I would like Porsha to spell scepter.
During a heated argument, fellow cast member Porsha Williams lost her cool and dragged Moore by her hair. Executive producer and reunion host Andy Cohen got between them, almost getting taken down himself.
No.
In the aftermath, Porsha was on the floor, screaming and humiliated by her own behavior. Many of her castmates ran to her side, but not even their support could calm her down.
Listen to me, Porsha.
Number 15, Abby versus Kelly. Dance moms. Kelly Highland and Abby Lee Miller had a lot of history. That's why their fights always seemed to cut a little deeper.
I just want your mother to quit speaking for you. You're 15 years old. Grow the hell up.
You know what? You shut the hell up.
See how she talks to me?
4 seasons and many years of insults and battles into it, Kelly finally lost her cool with the controversial dance teacher. An argument in the dressing room turned into a brief physical altercation when Miller made chomping motions toward Highland's finger, and Kelly slapped her and pulled her hair.
Get your finger out of my face, girl.
All this happened in front of cameras and in full view of the children, by the way. Clearly, no one was at their best here.
Right now.
Number 14, Colton jumps the fence. The Bachelor. Since his stint as The Bachelor, Colton Underwood has made plenty of headlines. However, one of his most infamous moments on the show occurred in week 9, when Cassie Randolph decided to leave the show.
I feel like staying here is making the wrong decision for me.
Even though he told her he would end the season and be with her, she wasn't sure she was in love with him. Stunned and upset, Colton couldn't cope after she was whisked away in a production van.
Colton!
He stormed off, dodged the crew, hit a camera, and jumped over a fence, fleeing into the Portuguese countryside. Cassie would eventually agree to give things a shot, winning the season, and the two had a short-lived but headline-grabbing relationship from there. Still, this moment lives on in infamy within Bachelor Nation. Number 13, Tanisha wakes up the house. Bad Girls Club. BGC legend Tanisha Thomas was all of us when she got fed up with her castmates' pranks and hijinks.
I'm tired of y'all bitches in this house. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind, y'all.
Showcasing her talents as both a drummer and a composer, Tanisha wakes her fellow bad girls with a rousing performance of an original song.
Y'all not gonna get a sleep because of me.
Accompanying herself on the pans, she took her show on the road all over the house, clapping the pans and practically daring them to say anything. Some reality TV meltdowns are scary and some are just hilarious. This one is definitely a little of column A and a little of column B.
Wake up. What's the problem? Come on now.
Number 12, Scary Island, The Real Housewives of New York City. There was lots of friction between Kelly Killeran Ben Simon and Bethany Frankel. Their feud culminated in the now infamous Scary Island episode.
Kelly, if you don't want to sit across from me, you don't have to sit across from me. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. If you don't want to eat my food, you don't have to eat my food. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. This is your life.
After taking multiple digs at Frankel and the others, Kelly unraveled big time during a dinner at the Virgin Islands.
This is like white noise. This is like all white noise.
She spun out as the women defended themselves, biting back at her truly bizarre statements before realizing it was useless. Even after the season reunion and the postmortems, there doesn't seem to be a clear consensus on what exactly was going on with Kelly here. What we do know is that it's a classic Real Housewives moment.
Kelly, you told people tonight that she's channeling the devil and that Bethany was going to kill you in your sleep with a butter knife. What are you talking about? You are like getting weird. I'm not. Yes, you are.
Number 11, My Ox is Broken, The Amazing Race. Season 3's Flo Pacenti had her share of meltdowns, but Season 5's Colin Gwynn said he might be the most intense person ever to run The Amazing Race.
Do you understand? You don't?
I understand.
His frustration with a poor, innocent ox in the Philippines still remains one of the show's most unintentionally hilarious moments. The teams were tasked with searching for a clue in a field, using an ox and a plow to dig up the mud.
My ox is broken.
Unable to control his ox, Colin's short fuse was soon lit. His girlfriend Christy tried her best, but the meltdown train had already left the station. Screams were shouted, curse words were dropped, but no oxen were harmed.
Colin, why don't you learn how to control it?
I'm trying.
Number 10, Teresa flips a table. The Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Thank you very much.
The lovely ladies of Real Housewives of New Jersey aren't exactly known for their calm demeanors, but this dramatic moment took things to a whole new level. After a nice dinner at an upscale restaurant, an argument breaks out between cast members Danielle and Teresa. Almost out of nowhere, Teresa flips her lid, and a glass-covered table along with it.
Coming to my trap!
she has to be dragged away screaming from the encounter, as Danielle is unable to do anything other than stand there stunned by what has just occurred.
Teresa acted like a freaking caged animal at the zoo. I mean, tables need to be thrown at me because I had a book written about me.
This one escalated really quickly. Number 9. Snooki gets arrested. Jersey Shore. The cast of Jersey Shore are well known for their outrageous party antics, but Snooki's drinking took a darker turn in this season 3 episode. After a day-long binge and skipping out on work, Snooki was arrested on camera after harassing the police that were escorting her off the beach.
She's drunk and disorderly. She's causing a scene. You see that? Can you place him under arrest?
Fellow housemates JWoww and Dina do their best to help Snooki, but they cannot stop her.
I'm a good person.
It's uncomfortable to watch it all unfold, and we're glad Snooki seems to be doing much better these days. Number 8. Kim cries. Courtney and Kim take New York.
Like, I don't know what to do. I'm trying. She shouldn't walk in there and make me feel so bad about it. Like, I'm telling everyone I'm not happy. Like, do I just go in there and tell them I can't do this anymore?
In the series finale of short-lived Kardashian spin-off, Courtney and Kim Take New York, Kim K has a small breakdown when discussing her relationship troubles with then-husband Chris Humphries.
If you know how I feel, why would you say that? Like, you put me in such an uncomfortable situation. Like, you know I'm not happy. You know I'm trying to see if it'll work out here, and I know that it's not. Like, I know in my heart.
Kim shares her regrets about her fast-tracked marriage and how bad she feels that she jumped into things without fully thinking them through.
Awful that I feel this way. I feel awful that, like, I fell in love with a guy, and, like, it's not what I thought it would be. Everyone sees I'm a different person. I'm such a bitch. Like, I'm just not myself, and I'm not happy.
It's a somber moment, but one that was undercut by the fact that Kim's uncomfortable crying face blew up and became a meme after the episode aired. Thankfully, the star has taken the joke in stride, even releasing an emoji bearing the image of her tear-streaked face on her custom emoji app.
I have a really ugly cry, so I figured why not put it in a Kimoji. This one and the butt are the number 1 Kimojis.
Number 7. Vanilla Ice overreacts. The Surreal Life Fame Games.
This is what I think of you, Ron.
VH1's Surreal Life franchise took former celebrities and, like so many reality shows before and since, put them in a house together. In Fame Games, the show took on a game show format, which led to some truly wild reality moments. When Ron Jeremy casts a vote against Vanilla Ice after promising him he wouldn't, Ice goes on a rampage through the house, destroying a drum set piece by piece as an expression of his almost comically over-the-top rage.
Rob! Oh, dude. Enjoy yourself.
See, this I didn't want this.
Hey, what do you think when you get backstabbed by a friend? What a pile of on your mother's grave?
The temper tantrum goes on for far too long and racked up what looks like a few $1,000s in property damage. Yikes. Number 6. Tom Hanks' niece gets mad. Claim to fame. This relatively new ABC series finds several contestants with famous relatives trying to suss each other out. In the season 2 premiere, Carly Reeves was shocked to be outed as Academy Award winner Tom Hanks' niece so soon.
Carly, wow. He was correct.
That was evident in her complete breakdown after the elimination. Her tears soon turned to rage as she went up the stairs and started packing her bags, screaming about things like how the clues pointing to Hankss were too obvious and how she deserved more camera time.
Damn.
These freaking clues are so freaking obvious! Freaking bench, that's a freaking poster of freaking Forrest Gump, are you kidding me?
It was a clear case of privilege run amok. Or maybe it was just a demonstration of her acting skills. If the latter is the case, she might have a bright career ahead of her in Hollywood.
I didn't even get to do any challenges!
Number 5. Laganja feels very attacked. RuPaul's Drag Race Untucked. Laganja Estranja has since become one of the Drag Race franchise's most beloved queens. Even if you're not a fan of the franchise, you're probably aware of her Untucked meltdown.
I think I'm being me when I do things, and when I say things in a different voice. I have never noticed that I'm not being myself. That's why I'm saying this is the first time that you've all brought this to me, and if it, well, go ahead and make that face.
This is the face I got.
Her castmates were not feeling the Laganja fantasy. During the after show, they decided it was time to call her out on her personality, which they felt she played up for the cameras.
When I'm with my best friends, I say yes, mama.
That ain't how you talk when I hang out with you when the cameras aren't here.
She had already struggled in the comedy challenge and was staring down the real possibility of sashaying away. So finding out how she was being perceived by her season 6 sisters was too much. She went into emotional overload and uttered this immortal phrase before storming out of the Untucked lounge soon after.
I feel very attacked. Relax, relax.
Number 4, Amy's Baking Company, Kitchen Nightmares.
I'm fed up. I'm getting sick and tired of your bullshit. Well then answer my question.
This whole episode is basically one giant meltdown. Celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay is well known for his, let's call it, abrasive personality. When he's sent to help out struggling Arizona restaurant Amy's Baking Company, run by two abrasive personalities in their own right, things get out of hand.
Oh my God, I know that, but you're not listening to me.
I know what I listen to you. We listen to you.
I'm trying to. He asked me a question.
Over the course of the episode, Ramsay realizes the full extent of the mismanagement and the terrible quality of the food and ingredients. And we get multiple full-on blowouts involving not only Amy, Sammy, and Gordon Ramsay himself, but employees and even customers.
The owner takes the tips.
Eventually, Ramsay decides he can't help the couple and leaves the restaurant early for the first time in the series. Number 3, Aviva takes off her leg, The Real Housewives of New York City. Another Real Housewives meltdown starring the girls from New York City. In some very deliberate and impactful line delivery, Aviva Drescher declares that the only thing artificial about her is her leg, before emphatically slamming her prosthetic limb down on the table.
The only thing that is artificial or fake about me.
Heather, who's visibly taken aback, catches Aviva's eye, who then throws it at her. It's a moment that Aviva had clearly rehearsed in her mind, but that doesn't really take away from the impact and shock of it all.
Heather, why don't you take it? I'll crawl home. Here, go ahead.
The stunned looks on the faces of everyone else in the room says it all. Aviva probably got the reaction she wanted.
They say this is the last straw. I mean, this is the last leg.
Number 2, Vienna versus Jake, The Bachelorette.
I'm done. I'm completely done with this. He's the biggest liar I've ever met.
The Bachelor winner Vienna Girardi and Season 14 Bachelor Jake Pavelka initially seemed like a match made in reality TV heaven. Unfortunately, when the then recently split couple decided to do a joint interview on the following season of The Bachelorette, it became painfully clear just how wrong they really were for each other. In the uncomfortable exchange, we witnessed Jake's blatant and flippant cruelty towards Vienna.
You don't know me and I wouldn't have done it, and if
I don't know you, then why are we...
Please stop interrupting me. The thing is...
She soon walks away from the interview, but it's evident from just those few moments that the relationship was never going to work out, and served as a reminder that the way someone acts on television is likely not how they act behind closed doors.
When I got down on one knee, again, I got interrupted. Good Lord.
I'm done with this. You are the meanest person I've ever met in my life.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Joan and Melissa go off, The Celebrity Apprentice. The Rivers women did not take it well when Melissa got fired.
Poker players are the most awesome people in the world.
Poker players are trash, darling.
Camilla versus Eric. The Challenge. Competition does not bring out the best in all of us.
Ruin our team! You're a disgrace to the humankind! All right, you're a loser!
Taylor versus Camille's friend. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. The fight that launched 1,000 cat memes. Amber gets attacked. Bad Girls Club. Things escalated quickly.
Get these bitches away from me.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You'll have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Be Quiet, Tiffany, America's Next Top Model.
Be quiet, Tiffany. Be quiet. That's what is wrong with you. Stop it! I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this.
It's the clip that launched 1,000 memes. This classic America's Next Top Model rant, courtesy of model and host Tyra Banks, quickly went viral, becoming an internet sensation that still pops up to this day. After being part of a dual elimination that saw her sent home, contestant Tiffany Richardson cracks a joke and laughs instead of crying. Tyra sees this and is not happy, calling her out for her actions and attitude throughout her time on the series.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this. When you go to bed at night, you lay there and you take responsibility for yourself.
Tyra berates Tiffany, maybe just a little too harshly, but she wasn't wrong in the sense that we really were all rooting for you, Tiffany.
You roll in your eyes and you act like this because you've heard it all before. You've heard it all before. You don't know where the hell I come from. You have no idea what I've been through. But I'm not a victim. I grow from it and I learn.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.